Assalamualaikum and hi. Our group have chosen Mars as the company that we want to talk about in our slide. The first one is we will talk about the introductions of Mars, and then the company current articles framework, including codes of conduct, whistleblowers policies, and also the ethical training program. The third one is about the company's governance practices, including the compositions and effectiveness of their boards of directors and executive compensations and policies, and also potential conflicts of interest. Then we will want to talk about the legal and reputational challenges faced by the company and how they manage it. The fifth one is about the recommendations to improving the company's ethics and governance practices. And lastly is we will talk about its conclusions. In 1947, Malaysian Airline founded, and in 1963, it's called Malaysian Airways, and then in 1966, it's called Malaysian Singapore Airlines. In 1972, it's called Malaysian Airline System until 2015. Then it's called Malaysian Airline Berhad and joined Malaysian's Aviations Group, which is called MAG. Its missions and core value. The first one is sustainability is our missions. The second one is digital is our universe, where they're embracing digital transformations to improve customers' experience and its operations. The third one is about the safety and securities are our DNA, where they're prioritizing employees and passengers' safeties and security first in all operations. And then is about the customer is our centers of gravities. The fifth one is about people's are a true north, where they're valuing and investing in employees as the foundations of the company. And the last one is about integrity, where they maintain honesties, transparencies, and moral behavior in all interactions.
Assalamualaikum, my name is Nick Daniel. I will be continuing about the ethical framework. Malaysia Aviation Group or MAG is perfect example of effective ethical framework by a properly organized of company. So the first one is build a strong value. MAG runs its business based on the honesty, responsibility, and their transparency that embed in the culture, corporate culture, long-term business strategy, and the sustainability ambitions of Malaysia Aviation Group. So next is part of the culture. These values are deeply connected to Malaysia Aviation Group's work culture, especially through their belief, which is integrity is our commitment. They encourage employee to do the right thing even when in a challenging situation. So the last one, guided by a leadership. Ethics is managed at a different level by the board, executive teams, and sustainability committee to keep everything aligned with the company's mission, which led to their support to ethical policies within alignment with the vision of Malaysia Aviation Group and the sustainability objective. Next, for the code of conduct, Malaysia Aviation Group ethical principle is based on their cultural value, which is integrity is our commitment that sets along a strong expectation that for every employee, which is the first one, clear moral expectation. The MAG expects everyone to act with honesty, avoid shady behavior, and respect others. This principle will guide behavior in matters of critical significance, such as conflict of interest, accountability, and respect for others. Um, MAG also strict about the misconduct. That company will takes unethical behavior seriously and promote a culture that doesn't tolerate it. Uh, Malaysia Aviation Group applies a zero tolerance policy to bad behavior. They're infusing it into its cultural through leadership messaging. Its long-term business plan 2.0. And the last one, the code of conduct of MAG is not publicly shared. So there is no full of code of conduct available to the public. So people outside of the company can see the exact rules of an employee that employee must follow. Next, for the whistleblower policies, basically, Malaysia Aviation Group currently does not have a clear public about the whistleblower policy, which is make it hard for employees and others to report about their wrongdoing safely and anonymously. So, in the aviation industry, having a strong whistleblower system is very important. So that to prevent a serious problem like safety risk or corruption. Even though Malaysian Aviation Group has strong leadership and committees, there are no clear way for people to report an issues or know how those reports are handled. So to improve, Malaysia Aviation Group should create a proper whistleblower policy that includes anonymous reporting, protection from punishment, and regular updates about the how cases are handled. The last one, which is the ethical training programs and their effectiveness. So, Malaysian Aviation Group encourage ethical behavior through a cultural change program, internal communication, and workers' involvement exercise. This professional development and reskilling are offered by the company's Malaysian Aviation Group company. However, there is no detailed information about how often employees receive their ethic trainings and what the trainings include, which is ethic trainings is a necessary component that of a successful ethical system that helps the employee to embrace their organizational values, identify the ethical risks, and respond appropriately to challenging situation. So, in a goods company, offer a regular and role-specific training from the start, so that the ethics training is integrated into onboarding, held a regular basis and role based as it might be the procurement, finance, and in operation. So about the effectiveness, a real effective ethical culture must process a clear expectation, open and trusted channels of reporting, ongoing learning, accountability mechanism, and transparent communication of consequences. Codifying and publishing this ingredient can make a Malaysia Aviation Group more believable, have a superior internal culture, and build a stronger trust with customer and investor as well.
Next, we will move to the governance practices. The governance practices of Malaysian Airline Berhad being a member of the MAG, which is Malaysian Aviation Group, has a keen interest in governance by benchmarking its practices against international norms and local regimes, such as the Malaysia Code on Corporate Governance (MCCG) 2021, Bursa Malaysia listing requirement, and also the ISO standards. The company's government the company's governance policies are intended to encourage accountability, transparency, and also long-term sustainability. So, for the board composition and effectiveness, the MAG Board of Directors is supported by three standing committees that includes Audit Committee, Nomination and Remuneration Committee, and Safety and Security Committee. These committees offer in-depth and expert scrutiny in their subject matter, reporting on important issues and decisions at the board meeting. The board itself approves strategy, oversees enterprise risk, monitors performance, and also ensure ethical conduct through internal codes and policies. However, there is a limited public disclosure about the specific board structure, including the number of independent directors, board diversity, and tenure. In the absence of such information, it is not possible to assess the board's effectiveness. More formal disclosure on the board assessment, succession planning, and diversity metrics would enhance transparency and stakeholder confidence. The executive compensation policies, on the other hand, for the Malaysian airline does not publicly disclose its executive compensation policy at the moment. Without without open information on the salary, bonuses, or incentive-based compensation packages, it is challenging to determine whether the executive remuneration is sensibly connected to company performances, ethical compliance, or the environmental sustainability targets. The best practice in corporate governance encourage executive compensation transparency to ensure that compensation models drive ethical leadership, value creation in the long term, and accountability. MAG, which is the Malaysian Aviation Group, is encouraged to make executive remuneration disclosure and link them with key performances indicators KPIs such as safety performances, milestones, and governance adherence. Last but not least, for our governance practices of the Malaysian Aviation Group, potential conflict of interest and potential impacts. The Malaysian Aviation Group has set a good example in identifying and managing potential conflicts of interest with several policies of proactive governance mechanisms such as the annual business integrity declaration, conflict of interest risk assessment, digital declaration portal for gifts, hospitality, and sponsorship disclosure. There is also something called whistleblowing policies and platform with anonymity and protection guarantee. These actions assist in promoting an open and ethical business culture. Nevertheless, though there are mechanisms for disclosure and reporting, the firm does not make the manner in which conflict of interest situations are managed or resolved. Absence of such reporting may have the effect of diminishing the perception of accountability and deterring stakeholder confidence. Conflict of interest, if not addressed, can result in reputational risk, regulatory intervention, or erosion of internal ethics. The MAG's internal arrangement in place appear to be robust currently, but more public transparency about how such conflicts are dealt with could increase external confidence and affirm the company's governance integrity.
Okay, I will explain some of the key problems faced of our Malaysia Aviation Group. First, ending the catering contract. In 2023, MAG ended its long-term partnership with Brahim's Food Service. As a result, there were few meal options, delay in meal service, and sometimes no meals at all during flight. Passengers were unhappy and shared their complaints online. Although there was no legal issue, MAG's public image was affected because passengers expect high quality for service from their national airline. Second, staff shortage and work issues. After the pandemic, MAG expanded its operation but struggled to hire enough skilled workers, especially in maintenance and engineering. Many experienced workers had left during COVID-19 and finding a replacement was not easy. This led to delay in aircraft maintenance and slow service, which frustrated many customers. Third, damage to brand and customer experience. The combination of poor meal service and flight delay created a bad travel experience. Passengers start to lose trust in MAG's reliability and comfort. This dissatisfaction hurt MAG's brand reputation and could lead customers to choose other airlines in the future. Now, let's look at how MAG respond to this problem. First, they start their own service catering. They ended Brahim's partnership and launched their own catering operations. Even though they faced challenges at the beginning, this move allowed better control over quality, cost, and availability in the long run. Second, they changed operation and hired some staff. AMG adjusted flight schedule and required experienced technical staff, especially in maintenance. This helped reduce delays and improve the passenger experience. Third, they improved customer feedback system. They use tools like CSI and Mastery Shopper to detect and fix problems quickly. This helped rebuild customer trust and improve service quality. Lastly, better communication and governance. MNG engaged with government and industry partners and held regular forums and feedback sessions. They also focus on transparency and align their operation with ESG, which is environmental, social, and governance standard. In conclusion, while MAG faced serious challenge, they took clear steps to improve operations, rebuild trust, and meet customer expectations.
Assalamualaikum and hi. So my name is Nur Idina Batisha binti Razali. So today I will be presenting recommendation to help improve the ethical and governance practice at Malaysia Aviation Group or MAG. So I will start with short-term action. So first, MAG should increase the number of ethics and whistleblowing training station for everyone in the company. Is it important to make this training more interesting by using real life story and role playing so employees really understand what to look out for and how to report problems safely? So offering a refresher course each year will help keep this important lesson fresh. So it's also crucial to train manager and board members to show that everyone is responsible for keeping the company honest. So second, MAG needs to be more open and clear about how it's handle ethical issues. A regular update on investigation and audits should be shared with employees while still keeping things confidential. So private staff survey can help the company understand how people feel about ethics at work and catch any problem early. And this open will help build trust and make MAG a safer place to work. For the long term, MAG should connect how much leaders are paid to how well they do in being honest and meeting goals about the environment, social issue, and good management. This will encourage leaders to do the right thing and make choices that help not just the company, but also people and the planet. It shows that success is about doing what is right, not just about making money. So finally, MAG should start a leadership program that focuses on being ethical. This program can include coaching and training to help leaders make a good and fair decision. So adding goals about ethics to how leaders are reviewed will help keep this important value strong over time. So having ethical leaders is very important to build a company where everyone cares about honesty and responsibility.
In conclusions, Malaysian Airlines has grown significantly from its beginning as Malaysian Airways in 1947 to becoming a key part of Malaysia's aviation group, MAG. Despite facing challenges such as catering issues and staff shortages, the airline has shown a resilience by taking proactive steps, including launching its own catering services and improving staff recruitment. Looking ahead, Malaysian Airlines should focus on being more transparent about its governance and ethical practices. Linking leadership performance to sustainability and ethical goals will strengthen trust and accountability. By continuing to improve, the airline can maintain its positions as a reliable and respected carrier, delivering excellent service to passengers while staying competitive in the aviation industries.